Hey guys, so I'm actually doing this video in response to Redolessences Zara review video. I was like, oh my god, finally someone is talking about these Zara fragrances that have been literally killing it. And right now there's like a lot of buzz on Zara fragrances, and I just thought I would want to put my 2 cents in and just tell you guys what my top 5 are. And these would be the ones that I would highly suggest you check out. They're really inexpensive for the quality that they are. In my opinion, I think, you know, they last a decent amount of time. I know people are saying that, oh, it's just like 1 hour and I don't smell it anymore. But maybe because I live in a rather hot, humid climate, it's in the tropics, so scents tend to linger a little bit longer and they project a lot further because of the body heat. So that being said, on me, Zara fragrances last a really good amount of time, and for the price that they are, that is pretty dang good, even if I do say so myself. So I'm just gonna get started, and I'm gonna start with an honorable mention, and that is Zara Oriental. This is the giant 200 ml bottle, and this costed me, I believe, 35 Singapore dollars, which is really cheap for 200 milliliters. Like, I don't know if I will ever be able to get through all this, so I'm sharing this with my sister. This smells freaking good, guys. So what does this smell like? Good question. I should have probably brought, hold on, I'm just gonna get my laptop and we're gonna look at Fragrantica for the actual official notes. This is classified as an Oriental floral fragrance for women, and the top notes are rose and freesia, middle notes are cedar and sandalwood, and the base notes is vanilla and caramel. To me, this is an honorable mention because, to me personally, I feel this smells a little synthetic compared to the other fragrances that I'm going to suggest. Because to me, I could tell that this smells like a cheaper fragrance, but despite that, it still smells really good. It's a little bit musky, and I guess that's that woody element to it, but it does have a touch of sweetness, which I guess comes from the caramel. Between the vanilla and the caramel, I definitely smell the caramel a lot more. The floral notes are right at the back. So when you first spray this, it's gonna transition really quickly to the base notes, which is the caramel and the vanilla, without ever being too cloying or too sweet. This is okay even in the hot weather, but it does last like a solid 6 hours on me. Projection like maybe in the first hour, and then after that it sits a lot closer to the skin. So this is great for like just a throw on, don't have to think about it, and great office scent as well. So this is my honorable mention. Our 5. Number 5 is none other than the infamous Tobacco Collection Rich Warm Addictive. You knew this was coming. I feel like this was the fragrance that started the Zara hype. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is technically a men's fragrance, but to me personally, it's completely unisex. It is so incredibly sweet. It's so sweet. This is the 100 ml bottle, and I got this for around $29.90 Sing dollars, so that's super cheap. It's less than $30 for 100 milliliters, which is the only size that it comes in. So this one is in the Tobacco Collection, and there's 2 of them. I believe there's Rich Warm Addictive, which is this one, and then the other one is the exclusive, like rich, dark exclusive. This is the sweeter out of the two, and this is the one that really is so warm and cozy and just it's so delicious. Right, so if you see me looking down, it's just so that I can check the official notes from Fragrantica so that I don't misinform you, which I already have because the other bottle is actually intense dark exclusive, not rich. This one was released in 2016, so it's really recent. You can still find them in the stores, I believe. And the fragrance features tobacco, coconut, sandalwood, honey, and cedar. It's so sweet. Sometimes it's a little too sweet. I tend to reserve this for cooler weather. When it's raining, it's so comforting. When it's raining and stormy, you just spray this on and it's just like a cloud of just like sweet, fluffy goodness. It's almost like a gourmand fragrance. It does taste... It does smell really, really edible. I get the honey almost immediately. It's almost like a honeyed tobacco, but with greater emphasis on the honey than the tobacco. And you definitely get the coconut that just makes it almost creamy, and just rounds out all the harsh edges of the tobacco and the honey. So it never smells too sharp. It just smells like a cloud, basically. To me, this projects quite a bit, especially, you know, when I'm in close quarters with people. They definitely smell it off me and they tell me, like, I have received compliments with this one. It's really great, especially when you're going out at night, because, you know, it's a little bit cooler and it gives a chance for this fragrance to shine. Really, really love this one. This is completely unisex. Anybody can wear this one. To me, fragrance is unisex anyways, but with this especially, it's marketed for men. It's really incredibly sweet. So not for those who want to smell fresh, more of those who want to smell, you know, warm and inviting. A lot of people complain that they barely smell any tobacco, which I disagree. I think I smell a little bit of it, kind of like hints of it at the back, but it's almost like a shadow of a tobacco scent. The stars are really the honey and the coconut, kind of like being grounded by the tobacco that just roughens it up a bit. So I really, really love this one, and for $29.90, it's just too good. It's too good. My number 4 is none other than Indéterminée. Oh my god. Pretty sure I put your name. Indéterminate. Okay, never mind. So this scent is said to be a clone of Valentino Uomo. And I see where people are going with this one. I just bought this without even knowing that it's supposed to be a clone of Valentino Uomo. I just smelled it and I was just like, oh my god, I need this. And it was the cheapest out of all of the fragrances that's in my top 5 list. This is for a 100 ml bottle. It's $19.90. That's right. It's less than $20. You can't beat this price, really. Oh my god. Oh, this smells so good. Seriously. This is even sweeter than Rich Warm Addictive. This is vanilla, cinnamon cookies just in a bottle. It's absolutely delicious. The top notes are pomelo and cinnamon. I don't get the pomelo at all. It does not open with any fruity notes to my nose. Middle note is neroli, which, yes, I do get that. And the base note is tobacco. Huh. Okay, I don't smell any of that. To me, this smells like pure spicy vanilla. It's so incredibly sweet, and it's not at all a synthetic vanilla. And to my nose, it smells really realistic. It lasts the longest out of all of the fragrances that I'm recommending to you guys. This is the longest lasting fragrance. This lasts way past 8 hours. I have to physically scrub this off. For the cheapest fragrance to be the strongest is quite amazing actually, because it's so strong and it's so sweet. I usually just I never overspray this one. This is the only one that I can't kind of like go ham on it. I just spray like 2 spritzes on my wrists and that's it. If I spray it too close to my neck, it actually can choke me out. Like, that is how strong this thing is. Projection is insane, way past arm's length. You are into gourmand fragrances, doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl. This is actually a men's fragrance, but to me this smells so delicious. Anybody can wear this. I don't have seasons, but this will be really great for fall. I smell this delicious all year round, so yeah. Number 3 is none other than Zara Ambre Noble. This is actually an eau de parfum concentration. The last few ones that I've mentioned are all eau de toilette concentrations. This is in EDP, and this one is a little bit more expensive. This is actually also a men's fragrance, so it's slightly more expensive in the EDP concentration. For 100 ml, this was $39.90. Was it $49.90? Somewhere around there. But this smells so freaking good, and this is so strong. This, I would say, is the second strongest. It was launched in 2016, so you can still find it relatively easily, and it features just 2 notes, amber and oriental notes. This is a lot different from the other 2 that I've mentioned. This doesn't smell edible. This is just sweet in a sweetened amber sort of way. So the amber is what really makes it kind of molten, sweet and comforting, I would say. To me, I smell a lot of musk in this one. Powdery and spicy at the same time. And this one lasts a very long time, and it projects a good, like, it's quite a loud fragrance actually for being like a really soft powdery musk. Around 10 hours on me. This is a wafter. That means like I may not smell it like all the time. There's no cloud around me like there is with the last 2, but when I move, like, it wafts the fragrance, and I keep catching it, you know, during my work day, or people around me will just catch whiffs of it as I walk around. So it does leave a really delicious ambery trail. It's not too sweet, it's quite spicy, and I love wearing this to bed, as weird as that sounds, but it's so kind of warm and comforting. So my number 2 fragrance, this is my top 2, is none other than Zara For Him. Gorgeous. Like, it has this kind of metal paneling here. This bottle looks very familiar, doesn't it? This basically is the dupe for Dior Homme. I couldn't agree more actually. This smells pretty spot on. I know people who own Dior Homme will probably say this doesn't smell like Dior Homme at all. It's just a copy and it's never gonna be as good as the original. Maybe that is true. I don't own Dior Homme, but I don't feel the need to own it with this in my collection. It kind of satisfied my craving for Dior Homme, which is perfect because it's irisy, chocolatey. Oh my god, this is so good. I really love this one, and this is the one that I wear the most. It's warm without being too cloying. It's sweet without being too kind of syrupy. This is one of the most perfect fragrances in my opinion, and this is a little bit more expensive than the rest. It's eau de toilette, but this is really strong. This lasts me for ages, way past 10 hours. It sticks to my skin, and if you spray it on your clothes, it lingers even longer and it projects even further. It has a transparent quality to it that doesn't weigh down the fragrance, so I don't feel like it's too much even if I spray a lot. But basically, it's a lighter version of Dior Homme Intense. It has that kind of like lipsticky iris classic Dior Homme DNA, and to me it does not smell synthetic at all. This smells really realistic, and I love iris. Iris is one of my favorite notes in fragrances, so to me, I've smelled some really good irises, and this to me smells just as good in my opinion. It's not synthetic at all. Really powdery as well, and if you love powdery scents that are kind of but still warm and inviting, this is it. And this is easily unisex. I know this is for him, but it's also for her. So my number one fragrance from the entire Zara house for now, because I'm pretty sure they will release some awesome shiz in the future, is none other than Accord number 3 Woody. Look at this gorgeous bottle, guys. Just behold. So beautiful. It's just clear all around, and this like gorgeous top. So this is a brand new release. I believe it just released 3 other fragrances in this line. So we have the Woody version. This is Woody. There's Oriental. There is Fruity, I think, and Chypre. That's the last one, or Chypre as they say. What attracted me to this initially is the incredible bottle. This just looks so luxurious to me. Like, you compare it to this one, or like even this, I mean, this is nice, but this is some luxury ass shiz. For 100 ml, it costed me just $36.50, which is one of the cheaper ones in my list. Oh, this smells so good. I don't know what the notes are because Fragrantica doesn't even have like a post on this one or anything, but this to me, I know Redolessences said that it smelled like Balenciaga B, which I don't know how that smells like because I don't own that fragrance and I've never smelled it before. So maybe it does smell like that, and if it does, I would totally try Balenciaga B then, because I am in love with this fragrance. This is so good. I don't usually like really fresh fragrances, but this is a really fresh fragrance. It's so invigorating. It's like the moment you spritz it, it's an immediate boost of like, just, it's so energizing and just like refreshing, especially on hotter days because we're into summer. Here where I'm from, it's super hot in June. Like, that's when the heat wave comes in and it's like 35 degrees Celsius outside with like 100% humidity, so it's really hot. And just spraying this, it's kind of like a shower. It just feels so cooling and refreshing, and you don't feel so gross and sweaty, you know. I do get the woody vibes in a sense that it smells quite green to me and earthy while still being fresh. To me, this actually smells like a lighter version of Atelier Cologne's Camellia Interpede. That is an amazing fragrance. It has, I believe, notes of camellia, leaves, violet, and some form of citrus, and that is one of my most favorite scents. I don't own it because it's expensive as hell, that one. Here in Singapore, one bottle of that retails for $390, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna hold up on that one. It smells great, but I'm just gonna live off this sample. So I've been living off like 2 samples that I have, but it smells so good. So I really love that fragrance. So when I smelled this, it automatically brought me to that fragrance. I was like, I smell it like that greenness, maybe like that violet, the camellia leaves. It does smell like tea, which is what Redolescence is, but yes, it definitely smells like kind of like camellia. Camellia kind of smells like tea actually, like Japanese tea. So refreshing, so good. This one actually has a lot of depth to it. When I spray it, it starts off really kind of volatile and citrusy, really fresh, and then as it warms up with my skin, I get that kind of like woodiness, I guess, or like that second layer where it's still really fresh, but it has that kind of leafy quality to it. It's really green, but also still sweet and musky. So it's like a sweet, musky, green, almost figgy fragrance. It's like fig if you take out that creaminess out of the fig. So maybe fig leaves. It's like Japanese tea, but greener and kind of woodier. This is definitely unisex. It's marketed for women. I bought a backup bottle just in case, because that's how much I love it. And I never buy backups. I never buy backups ever, because I just don't see the point. I just want to finish it up, and then when I finish it, I get it. But with this one, I had to buy a backup bottle because it is that good. And surprisingly, for something this volatile, or this fresh, I guess, it lasts a really good amount of time for me. Like this lasts a solid 6 to 7 hours. These two are wafters. When I smell it, but it's really faint. But when I smell it from afar, I get like whiffs of it throughout the day. This is the one fragrance that I get the most compliments on, even compared to my designer or like more niche fragrances. This actually gets me a lot of compliments. People, or at least people asking, oh my god, what are you wearing? It smells so fresh. And I will tell them that it's like Zara, and they're like, oh my god, really? Zara? Like what? And I'm like, yo, y'all sleeping on this one. It's so good. Yeah, so this is my #1 fragrance. I'm actually really excited to try out. I think the next one I want to purchase is the Yunnan Tea, the women's fragrance line. They kind of release like 3 tea fragrances, and I really like this one and how it smells kind of like camellia and like tea together. So I think I will really like the tea range. I've smelled all of them, and the one that really strikes my fancy is the Yunnan Tea one, because it has that kind of like depth and earthiness to it and bitterness. This kind of has as well, like that bitter grassy vibe. I would highly recommend this one, even if you're a guy or a girl. If you are looking for a great summer fragrance to add and you don't want to break the bank, you gotta check this one out. Woody. It really does smell like Camellia Interbeat. Please, if someone has smelled that and smelled this, please tell me I'm not the only one who thinks that, because I really think this smells like an Atelier cologne. This is like in the Atelier cologne category, that kind of like vibe. And there you have it. So those are my top 5 Zara fragrances, with 1 honorable mention. I highly recommend the Zara fragrances. To me, they last a good amount of time. I'm really happy whenever I wear them, and I don't feel guilty for overspraying. And I think that's one of the most important things, because sometimes I buy a really fancy fragrance and then I get really guilty of like I want to spray more, but I'm like, oh my god, but like one spray is like $2. Like, ugh. I get really like calculative in that sense. So this one, I can just go ham and I don't feel bad. And I guess it's part of the charm of like inexpensive fragrances. And to me, these smell so good. I think the quality is really great. Hopefully they don't raise the price, because, you know, I think a lot of people are looking into it. I know that they tend to do a lot of knockoffs, I guess, but to me, even though these are knockoffs, I guess they have their own kind of take on it, and it smells slightly different to my nose than the original, without compromising the quality. So I really love it. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this video, and bye guys.